Hello and welcome to Lunchtime Live, the regular Friday lunchtime concerts based at St Francis Church, Ashton Gate. I'm Robert Marson and I'm streaming from home today with members of my family, all of whom will appear at some point. Now, I'd like to take you on a fantasy journey by singing and playing some music from opera. As I'm also one of the organisers of the series, I need to make a couple of requests of you before we begin. First, please do press the button marked subscribe to support the Lunchtime Live channel, and this will help to raise the profile of the online concerts. Then I need to say that the Lunchtime series runs entirely on donations. If you'd like to contribute, you can do so on the website lunchtimelive.co.uk, as the series has no independent funding. And finally, please don't be shy to leave a comment or message during the performance. So, to begin with, I am Polyphemus, the one-eyed giant, a cyclops. This is from Handel's Acis and Galatea, a pastoral opera based on a classical myth such as was very much in vogue in the 18th century. Now, Polyphemus has fallen in love with Galatea, a nymph, but she already has a more suitable lover, one who isn't a monster. The sequence begins with Polyphemus in a jealous rage, but he calms down and sings of his love in O Ruddier Than the Cherry.
I rage, I melt, I burn. The feeble god has stabbed me to the heart. Thou trusty pine, prop of my godlike steps, I lay thee by. Bring me 100 reeds of decent growth to make a pipe for my capacious mouth. In soft, enchanting accents let me breathe sweet Galatea's beauty. And my love, oh, ruddier than the cherry, oh, sweeter than the berry, oh, ruddier than the cherry, oh, sweeter than the berry, oh, nymph more bright than moonshine light, like kindlings blithe and merry. Oh, nymph more bright than moonshine light, like kindlings blithe and merry, like kindlings blithe and merry, like kindlings blithe and merry. Oh, ruddier than the cherry, oh, sweeter than the berry, oh, ruddier than the cherry, oh, sweeter than the berry, oh, ruddier than the cherry, oh, sweeter than the berry, oh, nymph more bright than moonshine might, like kindlings blithe and merry. Blithe and merry, oh, nymph more bright than moonshine might, like kindlings blithe and merry. Ripe as the melting cluster, no lily has such luster, yet hard to tame as raging flame and fierce as storms that bluster. Yet hard to tame as raging flame and fierce as storms that bluster. there's raging flame and fiercest storms and bluster. Oh, Ruddier than the cherry, oh, sweeter than the berry. Oh, Ruddier than the cherry, oh, sweeter than the berry. Oh, nit more bright than moonshine night, like killings blithe and merry. Oh, nit more bright than moonshine night, like killings blithe and merry. Like kidlings blithe and merry, like kidlings blithe and merry. Oh, Ruddier than the cherry, oh, sweeter than the berry. Oh, Ruddier than the cherry, oh, sweeter than the berry. Oh, Ruddier than the cherry, oh, sweeter than the berry. Oh, nit more bright than moonshine night, like killings blithe and merry.
Thank you. The next piece is also in the pastoral mould, based on another famous classical myth, this time Orpheus visiting the underworld. In Gluck's 1762 opera Orfeo and Euridice, the Furies have finally allowed Orpheus into the underworld to try and find his beloved. He reaches the fabled fields of Elysium and here witnesses the dance of the blessed spirits who are enjoying eternal bliss while dancing a minuet. Now, the pastoral genre was bound to go out of fashion at some point. And in fact, our next piece was written just 6 years later than the Gluck, seemingly as a parody, and set to music by the 12-year-old Mozart. The pastoral lovers here are named Bastien and Bastienne, and surely made for each other. Well, they have each started to doubt the other's devotion and have separately called on the services of a local magician named Colas to resolve matters. He puts together and performs a spell which seems to be made up of nonsense words with a smattering of dog Latin. Even so, Bastien is very impressed. So here we have Diggi, Daggi, Schurry, Murry from Bastien und Bastienne by Mozart. Warte, einen Augenblick. Ich will mich in meinem Zauberbuche nach deinem Schicksal erkundigen.
Murry, harum, harum, lirum, larum, Raudi, Maudi, Verigari, Posito, Besti, Basti, Saron, Pro, Fatto, Matto, Quid, Pro Quo, Fatto, Matto, Quid, Pro Quo. Diggi, Daggi, Schurry, Murry, harum, harum, lirum, larum, Raudi, Maudi, Verigari, Posito, Besti, Basti, Sadon, Pro, Fatto, Matto, Quid, Pro Quo, Fatto, Matto, Quid, Pro Quo.
Die Hexerei ist zu Ende. Thank you. Now, we're going to leave the 18th century behind now and leap forward 98 years to the era of grand opera, or rather comic opera in this case, with an aria from Smetana's The Bartered Bride, which opened in Prague in 1866. If you're interested, the English translation is attached to the YouTube video. Now, the bride-to-be in question is Marzenka, and the marriage broker Quetzal has come to meet her parents with news of a suitable husband, except that he's very short on detail. They're very confident that they should follow his recommendation and his own very terrific ability at his job.
Pravim banek mačne, vi ste dan sve slovo, vi ste dan sve slovo, a gdy ste to slovo wiszkel. Dziecko je hotowo, dziecko je hotowo, dziecko je hotowo, je hotowo, je hotowo, je hotowo, je hotowo. Jęce we mnie, uwierzujte, mam rozum tolik, że nie ujdę, pistrutemu memu, nas ti kolik, że nie udę, nas ti kolik, że nie udę, nas ti kolik, że nie udę, nas ti kolik. sercera wasze unespieczowati, uszyte, jak i nauczim piękne posłuchati, posłuchati, posłuchati. Jak wam prawim panek mocze, wywiste dal swe słowo, wywiste dal swe słowo, a gdyż ste to słowo wiszkel. Gdzie twoje hotowo, gdzie twoje hotowo, gdzie twoje hotowo, ja hotowo, ja hotowo, ja hotowo, ja hotowo. Jaki szenik, jaki szenik, na ćwierła taska, że je dobry pochopite, ty se nie uruczym ja, ty se nie uruczym ja, Krasny stafik neczty ricet tysyc tam, jak wam prawim panek mocze, jak wam prawim, wywiste dal swe słowo, a gdyż ste to słowo wiszkel. Gdzie twoje hotowo, gdzie twoje hotowo, gdzie twoje hotowo, ja hotowo, ja hotowo, ja hotowo, ja hotowo. Ręce we mnie uwierzujte, ręce we mnie uwierzujte, ręce we mnie uwierzujte, uwierzujte, uwierzujte.
From Bohemia to Andalusia now, and Bizet's Carmen. Act 3 begins in a remote place in the mountains, where the outlaws, including Carmen herself, have set up camp. A musical entr'acte sets the scene. promised you a finale for the whole family, and that will come. I'm just going to sing one more aria first. This is the only one today without a comic touch. And it is the moving testimony of Prince Gremin in Tchaikovsky's Eugene Onegin. Once again, the translation is attached to the YouTube video. Now, Gremin is an older man, a retired war hero, and has just married Tatiana. He is head over heels in love with her and reflects on how love comes to all at any age.
Возрасты покорны, порывы благотворны, и наша просвета лет два увидевшему свет, и закаленному судьбой быть сутиною головой. Онегин я скрывать не стану, безумно я люблю Татьяну. Тоскливо жизнь моя текла, она явилась и зажгла, как солнца луч, среди ненастья. Не жизнь, не молодость, то молодость и счастье. Среди лукавых, малодушных, шальных, балованных детей, злодеев и смешных, и скучных, тупых, прихлястивых судей, среди кокеток богомольных, среди холопьев добровольных, среди вседневных модных тен, учтивых, ласковых измен, среди холодных приговоров, жестоко сердой суети, среди досадной пустоты, расчетов, дум и разговоров. Она блистает, как звезда в мраке ночи, в небе чистом, и мне является звезда. Сияние ангела, сияние ангела лучистом. Любви все возрасты покорны, ее порывы благотворны, и наша просвета лет два увидевшему свет, и закаленному судьбой быть седою головой. Онегин я скрывать не стану, безумно я люблю Татьяну. Тоскливо жизнь моя текла, она явилась и зажгла, как солнца луч среди ненастья. Не жизнь, не молодость,
Thank you. So we have one last item for you. And when I say we, this is where the whole family is roped in. So let me thank in advance Amy and Rose, and also Nicola for all the, she didn't want a credit, but for all the accompanying she's done so far, and the 3 instruments she's just about to play. So we're staying with Tchaikovsky, moving to opera's sister art form, ballet. And this is from the Nutcracker, the Waltz of the Flowers. orchestra. That concludes today's Lunchtime Live event. Please come back at 1:10 on Fridays. Next week's performer is Rob Johnston, who will be playing the guitar. And please keep an eye on the schedule on the website for the rest of the programme. And putting my organiser's hat back on for a moment, I should say it's not too late to leave a comment if you're not already. I haven't obviously seen them yet, but in any case, please subscribe to the channel and consider leaving a donation on lunchtimelive.co.uk before you go. Many thanks. So thank you for listening and goodbye until next time.